So I really feel like people can get away with it. It's out of convenience. Most men they like to have selection. Um so people cheat definitely when they can get away with it, especially if they're cheating on with a nice girl.
Um, Mac 10, I'm coming to you.
think I think cheating is a natural selfish thing, and I think people are naturally selfish. It's literally I want I want both of these people. I'm not defending cheating. I just think it's a selfish thing. I don't think that is because you can get away with it. I think some people keep cheating because they can get away with it. I think if you are selfish enough to commit to a relationship with one person and say, I'm gonna still do me, I just don't want them to know. I don't think if you was to catch me or not, would it change how I view this? Because most people that cheat find themselves to be there. I find it funny how if a dude cheat, he just come on the earth. But when a woman cheat, you wasn't giving her attention. You wasn't giving her this. You wasn't giving her that. Like it's down there like we'll forgive this bad behavior for you because you wasn't happy. But with him, oh no, he just ain't shit. Nah, it's just two selfish people being selfish.
Now I agree
That's
with you.
that's my views on
Deceit and being fraudulent, that's not cool from
it.
either. Yeah.
Ash, how about you? Why do you think most people cheat?
I would also say that you're selfish, but I would say that you're unhappy if you decide to cheat. And then I would also say that you're weak and you lack discipline and you lack respect for your partner.
Al, how about you?
Um, I definitely think it's selfish. I think that it's very selfish act, like you're literally only worried about yourself. I think that some people are also addicted to sex. I think that's something we don't talk about often because we normalize it, but I think that a lot of people are addicted to the action, and it's not about the sexual action a lot of time. It's about the connection. Sometimes it's about the emotions. Like a lot of men use sex as an emotional outlet, and we don't talk about that, but that's a true thing. um I also think that a lot of people's identity is built on sex. So for them, being out and being sexually active is a part of who they think they need to be. So I think that cheating feeds into that. It's a partially narcissistic thing. I don't like to throw that word out there because I'm not a psychiatrist, but I think it's all about how people view themselves. I think that if you're getting the amount of sex that you want and it's in a way that you like it, then you shouldn't have to cheat, right? Because you should be secure where you're at. But I think that it's an insecurity thing for some people. It's like it gives them either their boost on how they feel, like, gives them a boost on their identity. It gives them something that they don't feel like they're getting in that relationship. So, my opinion.
Ladies, let me ask y'all a question real quick. Do y'all believe that if a man was to cheat on y'all, it's because he doesn't sexually desire you anymore?
No, I think it's something wrong with that man.
My sentiments exactly. He wants something new. So something's wrong because he got in a committed monogamous relationship and he wants something new.
Let's just go with that.
Y'all can plead the fifth. Have
Further.
y'all ever been cheated on before?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did y'all get an explanation of why that man did that?
Yes,
I don't know that I did, but
I did.
say you a piece of shit.
Dana, not to pry too much into your personal life, but did you agree or did you feel like that wasn't a good enough explanation for somebody to step out on you?
I feel like there's no explanation to step out. Number one, there's no good explanation. So you might be in the piece of shit club if you feel like there is a good explanation. So it was some bullshit, and I let him have it. I had to move on.
So let me ask you a question, right? If somebody was to cheat on you and you was to cheat back, is that a good explanation? Is that a good enough explanation for why
I
you did
have
what you did?
I have gotten my lick back, and that's not healthy. It's not. No, you need to walk away. But yes,
Okay.
I've cheated back.
Ash, have you ever cheated back? If
No.
you said you got cheated on, right?
Yeah. What's the point of the relationship?
Go ahead, Al. Go ahead.
Um, have either of you cheated first?
No, I'm not a
No,
cheater.
I've never cheated first. But I will say that I haven't had proof, but I went off my intuition and my suspicion, and I was right.
Now, what I will say is that in situations where somebody cheats, you forgive them, they can kind of broadcast, their feelings on you. Like, you're a cheater. So now you're trying to make me a cheater. Now if I want to go hang with my girlfriends, now you accusing me of trying to go out, trying to get attention, things like that. And it's like, I'm just not that person. But they try to make you be because that's something that they're guilty of.
Yes, I've experienced that.
I got one more question for you ladies. Did y'all stay after they cheated? Dana, you said you got your lick back, so you did. But Ash, did you stay?
Yeah, I did.
Why?
I don't really feel like I have a good enough answer for that. I don't.
Dana?
I stayed because it was convenient. I stayed because of history. I stayed because I got my lick back, and I felt like we could move on with like a clean slate now that I got my lick back. I'm not gonna lie, I was young.
You know what? Let me say, um, I stayed because I felt like I believed that person when they said that was something that would never happen again.
Did you get your lick back?
No.
Mm.
My question is this, though. I gotta ask a question. I'm gonna move on to the guys, though. This is the crazy thing, right? What is a good enough lick back for a woman? Like, I feel like a woman has to sleep with the man best friend to feel like, oh, that's a good enough lick back. Like, what is good enough for y'all?
It's very satisfying to me. Well, this is my younger day. It was very satisfying to me to just know that, I did something and got away with it. And you might have been blowing up my phone 17 times.
Okay. Gentlemen, quick question to y'all. And Mac, I'm gonna start with you. Have you ever been cheated on?
I mean, not that I know of. I got suspicious of shit. All I need is just the idea, and I'm going.
Al?
Basically, the same thing that Max said. I have never had proof of it, but if I feel like I know, like if I first of all, I will stay until I have proof because I try not to make assumptions. So I would say that to say I've been in a situation where it didn't seem like it actually happened, but it was definitely questionable, given the circumstances. But I didn't have any proof, and there was nothing to ever align me on that, and so I left it where it was at.
What would make y'all think y'all woman was cheating? Like, what are some things that she did that might have been different?
I'm gonna be honest with you. One of my biggest signs, even like, has always been you get real secretive. Like if I reach on for something on the table and you grab your phone, oh she cheating, my nigga. It's somebody in that phone knocking a line and out that shit, my nigga. You might as well just pack your shit up and move on, okay? Because it ain't nothing in that phone she want to hide that fucking bad but that.
What if she was talking shit about you in the
She
group
said
chat?
9 times out of 10 she say that shit to your face. A
Okay.
woman tongue is her
That's a
sword.
lie. That's a
If a
lie.
woman is talking shit, then she might be ready to cheat anyway.
Yeah, I'm about
So
to say that too. Like, if
I
she
like the
talking shit, she definitely got
that.
the nigga lined up.
Okay. All right. Thank you,
Mac, do
She
you
may
cheater.
not
think
be cheating yet, but she know who she gonna cheat with. I will bet money on that.
Mac, do
Oh,
you
okay.
think women cheat extremely better than men?
No, I just think men don't. Yo, a lot of niggas got too much pride and ego. I've literally heard dudes be like, "Man, my bitch would never do that." My nigga, like this shit happen to everybody. Women will go detective if they get a feeling. Some dudes like me will just bounce if I get the feeling. Then there's some dudes who will never get that feeling. Impossible. It's impossible I'm gonna ever cheat on. They be the niggas that learn the hard way.
Mac, do you do you feel like you feel like you have you ever been through a woman's phone?
I
Said
mean, I made a mistake. I made a big mistake once or twice
mistake
when
was
I was younger.
you went
Yeah,
through it because you had suspicions, right?
yeah. Hey, see, I just needed the proof. This is why I don't need proof no more. I needed the proof, like, yo, I know something going on. I'm not fucking dumb. I could tell your energy different. It's too much shit going on. So I go looking and I see the evidence. And I said, yeah, I was cool with leaving without the evidence. I didn't need to see the evidence. And the evidence was ain't like it was no video or nothing. It was just like it was confirmed. But a lot of time it be who it is. Like you talking you answer the DM from this nigga. See, I'm niggas talk about the best friend. Your op is the worst. The nigga that you beefing with, the nigga that you don't fuck with, that's the one. Because now you know that's purely out of spite. You a damn, you
So
don't fuck with me that much.
hold on. So a girl throwing the yams at your best friend is not purely out of spite neither. That's the nigga you got to see
It
every
is.
motherfucking
But
day.
this is different. If it's somebody that you already got a problem with, if you that disloyal that you will go fuck with the enemy, I can't trust you to an extent. Like how I know you ain't gonna lie to me. Now
Hold
your
on. Wait.
best friend hurt. It hurt. But I don't feel like you. I don't feel like he was gonna come here and shoot me over no pussy.
Okay.
You fucking a op. This nigga might say if you really don't fuck with the nigga, then send me the location. I mean, some of it depend on the lifestyle you live in. I'm just saying it can get treacherous out here. A
So
lot of niggas have died over
what
pussy.
if you ain't got nothing to do with a gang and the woman just cheat on you?
Niggas have died over pussy anyway. If you fucking the corny nigga who will kill me because he in love with you now, I could still die over pussy.
Okay. Do anybody got anything else to say on this topic? Because honestly, I feel like y'all stole my answers anyway. I feel like the different options a woman comes into. Some women don't bring peace that another woman that you might cheat with do. So we good on this one.
And wait, I got a question about that though.
I have a
If
question too.
you feel like you are not getting peace in your relationship, why don't you just leave?
I keep going through this shit all the time. Sometimes it's beneficial for men to stay. Listen, and I say this again, right? No disrespect, right? Let's just say hypothetically, I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Let's just say a man got 2 to 3 kids with a woman, right? Is it not beneficial for him to stay because of for financial reasons?
It depends on
No,
who he's with.
All right, let's
If
just
he's
say
a
he's
good
a
dad and he's taking care of the kids, then
man. I don't.
It is 100% beneficial for him to stay. Child support is a motherfucker. It's
okay.
damn near immoral if you want to get
but
technical with child
But
support.
at
from
the
a
expense
fuck
of her
nigga point of
losing
view.
all her good years.
It's
Yeah,
always
but
about women, ain't it, Danny?
that's the thing. He said, is
Yeah,
it beneficial
hello.
for the man to stay? No, this don't help her. This is solely because when I leave, this fucks me.
So you're coming from a fuck nigga point of view because I mean, at the end of the day, let's
Think
be
that's a
real.
businessman point of view.
I was about to say that's a financially aware
Look,
man point of view,
at
if
the
you
end
ask
of the
me.
day, if you're a man with money, if the at the end of the day, the reason you don't want to leave is because she's going to put you on child support. If you have the money to pay that child support, you really don't give a fuck. That's a situation where you're unhappy and you will exit stage left, pay what you're going to pay, still have a relationship with your children. But if you're a fuck nigga and you're a broke nigga and you're a bum nigga, then yeah, you might stay in that situation.
I
Respectfully,
was, I was
you
with you
have
until you said all that, because the thing I would say is I have family members who pay child support, and what a lot of people don't understand is they would have taken care of their kids regardless. But the problem is when women put men on child support, the government gets paid, and sometimes there are women who do that out of spite. Like it's not
Then
about.
y'all chose the wrong woman. Like you guys need to think before you select your partners for life or partners that you guys choose to procreate with.
Say that.
That's something that you need to think about.
Say
that
that.
is 100% accurate, but respectfully, it was
Hold on.
100%.
So
Hold on,
women
hold on,
don't
hold
choose
up,
the wrong man?
hold up. But this ain't about that. Hold up. That was 100% accurate. You got to make better choices than partners. But it was also 100% inaccurate when you said that's a fuck nigga point of view because a nigga with money wouldn't care. Niggas with money spend a lot of money on them lawyers to stop the woman from taking their money. Women got this tendency to look at men money like they got a view of a man with money that's different than a man with money got a view of himself. Nobody want to just give their fucking money away. It's
Okay.
women to fight child support too.
And I understand that. But here's the thing. You shouldn't have procreated with someone that you felt like would just take you take advantage of you financially out of spite.
And the woman has to pick the right nut because if he's dusty and he doesn't isn't able to take care of the kids, that's a problem too.
Not a problem for the majority of society, it would seem.
This is literally paying a lot of women's bills. I'm gonna be honest with you. Child support pay a lot of women's bills.
It's
Then the
every child's
government
right,
in
Mac,
certain
though.
states, when you go for certain programs like food stamps and shit, they automatically, if the dad's name on the birth certificate, he's going on child support. So the woman is being taken care of. In return, then the child should be getting taken care of. And I say should be because some mothers is getting child support and they still deadbeats. The man is the one that the system has their hands around his neck. So to just say you just a fuck nigga because you in this situation ain't accurate. I do agree you got to be a better decision maker. But I also say that's why some men make the decision, well, I'm not going to leave because then you put me on child support and the government controls my life and my freedom based off of what you say. So I will stay here, have my little
18
side
years.
pussy. Yeah, I will stay here for 18 years, maybe 22 if they go to college, have my little side pussy, my little side bitches to keep me happy and try to get along with you so you don't destroy my life. I can
I'm gonna take
understand a man saying that.
your word for that. And I just want to clarify something from the last video. I know I joked and said I have 3 kids. I don't have any at all. So I was waiting for the time to get that in there. I don't have any kids. So Mac, I'm gonna take your word for that.
But
Okay.
can I add this that can we all just agree that the pull-out method is toxic? That's it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, I won't even say toxic, I say it's stupid. I don't know
I
why I thought
disagree.
it was smart.
It's not
There's so
smart.
many better ways.
To be on
There's
birth
so many
control,
better ways to go.
vasectomy, one of
We
those
ain't
things.
gotta go to
Heavy
those
on the
extremes.
vasectomy. Heavy
There
on the
are lots of
vasectomy.
options, but
I
I
bet
don't
you
think
would.
that the
Birth
pull-out method
control
is
I,
invalid.
I bet me getting my dick clipped is a good
is,
idea to women.
It's
is a
actually
vasectomy
your vas
early?
deferens.
Is a
It's the vas
vasectomy
deferens.
easily reversible?
It's
Yes.
still a surgery.
Yeah, no,
Uh,
I just say birth control because then if you guys plan for kids, you can just literally just stop.
Vasectomy.
Okay.
I wanna go back to something that you said, Ash. When you said you gotta watch who you procreate with, right? You mean on both sexes, right? Men and women, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Let me
one
ask you a
hundred
question, right?
percent.
Let me ask you a question. Anybody can answer this. I'm just asking anybody. Anybody can answer this. But the people that you dated that turned out to be pieces of shit, did you know from the rip that they was like that?
No.
No, unfortunately. It was a
I never
Mm-mm.
dated
representative.
any person I would consider a piece of shit.
Lucky
So
you.
hold on. I'm gonna go back to Al. So Al, you never dated nobody who later on became a piece of shit. You found out that that's what they was.
No. There's lots of women I've dated who I misaligned with, but I've never considered any of them a piece of shit.
Hmm.
I want to live in Al's world.
I
It
I
really
seems
do
just
too
love
because
how he worded
I
that.
got another
It's
question for you, Al.
beautifully
So
worded.
so what made the relationship go south? You don't have to answer that, but it was just the alignment issue, right?
Yeah, I was literally
Hmm.
about to say we were not aligned.
All right. Okay. But I want to go back to what y'all said though, right? Y'all said that y'all dated people that y'all found it was piece of shit later, right? Why does it always have to become the man picked the wrong baby mama when the man did not know that she was a piece of shit at the end of the day? He found out she was a piece of shit when he got that letter in the mail that said come to motherfucking court because you about to pay child support. So could we start saying, hey, maybe sometimes people are not who you think they are, and you just happen to get the wrong egg at that time?
so. Here's my thing. My question is, what makes her a piece of shit? Is she a piece of shit because she put him on child support? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that she's vindictive, and this man takes care of his kids, and she still puts him on child support.
Yeah, that's his fault.
Yeah, because maybe she don't like
How
the
the
way
fuck is?
maybe she don't like the way he takes care of his kids, and she put him on child support to get financially even for the child. Stability.
His picker is broken just like a lot of women's picker is broken. You gotta
But a
take it.
lot of women do need to pick the right nut. We have to be held accountable.
Same thing with the men.
If she hold up, so if he's in the wrong, he picked wrong because she put him on child support. Do that mean she picked wrong because she had to put him on child support then?
Yes.
No,
Yes.
that wasn't the question though. The thing was, before you put them on child support, you found out that they weren't shit. That's my understanding, right?
Yes. So if you do have to put them on child support, he might be a piece of shit. It's not always the case. I'm gonna say 90%.
And if she put him on child support just to be vindictive, then she's a piece of shit. And you need to be careful with who you
Yep.
procreate with. Like,
This is what I'm asking. Oh, this is what I'm asking. If the relationship don't work and it comes to this, where child support has to get involved, didn't they both pick wrong? Because it take two. How is it only that he got a bad picker? I mean,
No,
it's a
I
two-way
would
street.
agree. I would agree with Al. They might not be aligned after some time, and now they can't come to a financial agreement. So we're going to go ahead and take it down to the courthouse.
Good way to give women a pass, Dana, by using that excuse.
Well,
They just
That's what it
wasn't aligned.
sounds like.
Yeah,
It sounds
that.
like when a woman
Yeah,
pick wrong, we ain't aligned. But when
no,
a man pick wrong, oh,
no.
he a piece of shit.
Let me, because I disagree. Here's my thing. I feel like if she is specifically being vindictive, like say this man's a good man, and he is willing to take care of his kids. He's willing to pay for his kids, and she is simply putting him on child support out of spite. She's a piece of shit too. I'm not saying that. I'm not
I,
giving women a
I
pass in this
agree. I agree
situation.
with you.
I'm not even saying he a good man. I think sometimes we mix things.
Okay, he might
I
not
can
be a
be a
good
bad
man,
boyfriend. I could be a great father, but the
and
woman
that's
will weaponize the kids, and that's why I say, but
then
I didn't
she
see that coming. I didn't
Yes,
see
she's a
that.
piece of
That
shit.
wasn't in her character when I started dating her. I never knew that this level of anger was there, and maybe I did something completely out of line that brought that out of her. But the thing is, now I know you're gonna weaponize the kids against me.
and so I think with this we can all take a page from Al's book, and we should not sleep with people that we wouldn't procreate with.
But I'm glad Max said you did something to bring it out of her.
I like sex. I'm not gonna sit here and say, and I
It
got
don't
enough
always
kids,
gotta be
so
that
I
though.
don't. I'm not
Like I
even
have
trying
a
to hear
friend
that
who
shit.
literally was married to somebody, and they had an altercation where you could judge it however it is. I'm not gonna tell their business, but at the end of the day, they were in a married relationship, and then they were no longer married. And to the best of my ability, I've seen this man spend more time with his kids than his ex. I've seen him take care of his kids financially and things like that, and she still put him on child support, and then she tried to increase it. Like there are some women, like Max says, who weaponize it. Like, and that's the thing about it. And unfortunately, because I don't doubt that if he had the opportunity, he would go get his kids. A lot of men are not in the even position, like from a legal standpoint, to go and get their kids, because I think like all of you are basically saying either person could be bad, and unfortunately, the way society looks at it, they would rather the kid be in a house with a bad mother than a okay father. And I think that's the problem there. Like, if this man is willing to take care of his kids, he should be able to literally take his kids. But it's just not realistic.
Well, I know friends that have had different like disciplinarian views, and then they have, maybe argued on the phone, but now the money is due and now he's not answering the phone. So a week turns into 2 weeks, 2 weeks turns into 3 weeks. Is she not supposed to seek child support? Because now we're dealing with a petty man who's butthurt because they have two different views on how to discipline.
Like you said, like at one point in time, if your ability to take care of your kids is directly connected to your emotions, then you're being petty. And if you have to be petty, then you deserve whatever consequence that comes with that. Um, I think that basically back what you guys are saying, if we don't align on discipline, that's a red flag before we had the kid. So, like if we can't agree that for instance, if we want to both beat our kids or we both don't want to beat our kids, there should not be no confusion on that if we have a child. Like there should not be no, oh, I got with you, I didn't think you was gonna beat your kids. Well, we never talked about it. Well, shit, then why are we having a child? Personally. But, you know.
So
You know
I
what? A
have
lot
a
of it. My fault. Go ahead.
so real quick. So what I hear from the men is that you will stick around in a situation that doesn't serve you because you don't want to pay child support, and so you're basically on some it's cheaper to keep her.
Mm-hmm.
I have known females that um have stuck in relationships that don't serve them simply because the man is a good dad. They weren't trying to put them on child support. They weren't trying to get them for their dollars. They're just like, damn, he's a good dad. I'm going to stick with him because I want my child to have the best dad. So there are those situations as well.
I mean, I'm not
As,
denying that. That is true. I'm not saying every man on child support is a victim. I'm not
and
saying
here
that.
and let me clarify. These men that we're talking about were the worst boyfriends, the
Right. They're a
worst
piece
men,
of shit boyfriend. Let's get
piece of
that straight.
shit.
But they
But
was
they were
probably a
great
banging ass
dads.
dad.
But they were great dads.
I mean, do y'all
So
knock
they
that
were
woman for
willing.
doing that?
What was it?
Mm,
Do y'all knock that woman for doing that? For making the best decision for her family, her children?
Yeah, I did.
I'm
Listen,
gonna
I ain't
plead
got.
the fifth.
I don't know if I'm the best judge of character, but I'm like, if you don't love that man, I said from my own experience, I never feel like two people should stick together for the kid. If y'all don't like each other, he can still be a good dad if you guys are not together. He's still going to show up and be that dad. Do not stay together for the kid. And I say that from my own experience. And my parents got divorced as I was older. I feel like it probably it probably would have been easier to deal with when I was a child than as having this experience my whole life. Don't stick together for a kid. If y'all aren't compatible, go y'all separate ways. You be a great mom separately, he be a great dad separately, and y'all figure that shit out.
I have to agree. My my dad, he was wonderful. My dad is a great dad, but at the same time, he may not have been the greatest husband. But my mom said that she stayed until her kids all graduated high school because she didn't want to hear any excuses. She wanted them to be, quote unquote normal.
Shit ain't normal. Go your
Exactly.
separate way.
So
You don't
I'm
love
like,
me,
what about your
leave
self
me.
care? What about yourself? But every to each his own.
I think once you become a parent, you put the kids first. So even if you ain't happy, if you have literal proof,
Wait, what you say, Ashley?
Fuck them kids. I'm going on mute.
Nah, fuck them kids.
if you
Um,
listen, teach
I
me
can't
on.
agree with what you about to say, Mac. The reason why I can't agree with that is because I believe that a person's emotional like well being is also gonna affect that child. So if all y'all do is argue and fight, it's just as bad as if y'all left and broke up. Like there's lots of kids who be in there learning that those are the good traits of a good a
I
person, and they
agree.
be the
Or
I
same
mean,
as
I
even
would.
the character.
won't. Even if you
I,
don't argue and stuff, you're still bottling all that stuff up inside. That's not healthy for you or him as an individual
the,
to get
this is my
along
thing.
for the sake of a child.
This is my thing, though. I agree with that when you add that element. If you in there arguing and cussing each other out, cool. I agree with that. Generally, a two parent, both biological parents in the house raising these kids, statistically shows the kids are better. They have a better outcome. We can't sit here and act like that's not the best case. Now, if y'all can't get along, y'all need to separate. I get it. If he's not doing his part, you need to put him on child support. Cool. If he is doing his part, then you don't need to put him on child support. Cool. My point is the best case scenario is if y'all pick right, y'all mature, y'all communicate, and y'all do this as a unit. That's the best case scenario. Is damn near expected. Well, you gonna leave your first baby mom or your first baby dad. That's just where we at as an American society. Nobody expects you to marry your first love and have kids and stay together forever. It's like you gonna get a divorce or you gonna have a baby mom or baby dad. It's like it's too normalized for this to be the outcome.
I don't want to be a baby mom. I want to be a wife. I just want to say that.
But how many in your life, how many times have you heard, nah, niggas be having baby moms, nah, females be having baby dads? We not gonna act like it's not normalized. If you had that, people will look at you different.
It is definitely somewhat normalized, but I don't think it's as common as the world tries to make it seem. There are a lot of people who would rather be kidless and single, and I think that's where we're actually at. We're at the toxic point of that, because to me, perfectly to be honest, I think a lot of people are desperate to jump into companionship. Like that's what the problem is. Like people want
I
somebody
agree.
so bad they accept anybody, and rather than what they are willing to, what they really want. So.
I think
They
Yep.
I
need
think the
somebody
biggest
to check off their whole list.
I think the biggest problem is we are not in the traditional world where everybody still judges people off a traditional standard. These are not traditional men, these are not traditional women, but women want traditional men, men want traditional women. I think that's the biggest problem. People need to get out this fantasy fairy tale bullshit that people told them, look around, realize what's going on in the world, and try to build something based off of that.
I think it's crazy to say that because one, I think people wanting traditional spouses is a partially toxic concept. Like when you really think about these traditional relationships, a lot of those people weren't happy in those relationships. So when you try to force something that clearly shows history of it being unhappy, it just doesn't really make any sense. Like when you talk about these households where a lot of people weren't happy, like there were happy people in traditional relationships, don't get me wrong, but the majority of proof of that is a lot of unhappy marriages, a lot of infidelity, a lot of we are the result of people who had traditional relations. Let me say that because if it was all good, we wouldn't be where we were now. If we were being honest. But that's again my opinion.
I mean, I agree, but I think a lot of people look at it with a fairy tale point of view. A lot of men look at the traditional woman and they don't think about any of the negatives. They don't think about her happiness. They just think, oh man, this how a woman was supposed to be. This ain't what the women like now. And women do the same shit with men. This what a man was supposed to be. This ain't what men is now. They don't look at the other
Because
side of that.
they are only concerned with their gain. A man believes that he needs to control a woman to have her. And a woman believes that she needs to profit off of a man to exist. That's the whole problem with traditionality, is that we are more complex than our single beneficial, I guess, traits. Right? At the end of the day, we can be in a relationship without me being the sole source of something. And I can be in a relationship without me having total control over somebody. Both of those things can exist. But because people are afraid to lose, right? They're afraid to be looking seen as weak. They have to perpetuate these type of like ideologies because that's what makes them feel like they are in control in these situations. Like you can control somebody with money. That's why it's a traditional thing. You can control somebody with pussy, which is why it's used to manipulate. Like these are the reasons why people do it, because when you feel like you have no control, what are you really doing? You're insecure. And people don't like to feel insecure, but in reality, that's what it really is. It's insecure.
Talk that shit, Al.
Yeah, I agree, Al. I've been controlled by pussy before.
Nah, I ain't never been there.
I have. It was
I
amazing.
disagree, Mac. Y'all all have been there.
Nah, I ain't never been there.
You
You
don't
in
have a baby
denial.
mom, Mac?
You in denial.
Yeah, I got what see now I feel like you about to stretch some shit.
Chill.
How
Nah,
the
nah.
fuck
Answer the question, Mac.
how
You want to say you ain't
I
never
gotta
been
baby
there?
mom. I gotta but
All
how am
right.
I being controlled by pussy though? That's what I don't get. Because I got baby mom.
Was the woman the person that you thought you would spend your life with when you met her?
No. I got multiple baby moms.
So so if that is the case, you didn't think she would be the person you would spend your life with. What possessed you to have sex with her?
I told you before I don't agree with that shit you talking about. I'll be fucking. I,
Okay,
I ain't
because
about to the
pussies
only person
control
I'm
you,
gonna fuck is the person I'm gonna spend the rest of my life with.
and
But that's
and
not
and
pussy
pussy.
controlling me. That's not pussy controlling me.
What's controlling you, man?
That's me making a rational decision that I enjoy sex and I'm gonna have sex.
That's
That's
his
not
nut
pussy
box.
controlling me.
All
That's
right.
his nut box.
With one person for the rest of your life?
I don't live in
No.
that world. See, this is my thing. I don't live in that world where I feel like I gotta spend the rest of my life with one person. I would like to find somebody I want to spend the rest of my life with. I've never felt like I need. That's
I
the
agree with
difference.
you, Mac. I agree
That's why
with you.
it's easier for me to walk
We
away if
don't
I'm
care
not
about
happy
the
or if this shit not
societal
working.
norms. That's right.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people get pressured into shit they don't want to be a part of. I ain't gonna say that's never happened to me, but not with pussy. Because I've always said there's other pussy out here.
So
So no,
if
I
the
That's
don't
right.
feel like
It's other penis
wait,
out
I
here.
got a question for both of you, Mac and Dana. So if the pussy or the penis didn't control you, would you say the kids was a factor in your decision making?
No, my happiness, my mental wellness is a factor.
Mac, what would you say?
I would say I don't want to get too much into it. I would say I never thought like that up until my later years where I realized bad relationship with a woman could ruin a relationship with the kid. And then that's when I said, all right. So I don't look at that as control as much as compromise. My biggest problem is I'm 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 not controllable. Like I'm a buck. You ain't gonna just tell me what to do. That's the quickest way for us to be at odds. Like I've always been that way, even as a kid. Like you ain't gonna tell me what to do. I make
That's
my
the
own
animal you
decision.
choose to compare yourself to?
You said what?
That's the animal you choose to compare yourself to?
I don't give what animal did I say?
I mean, a buck is a horse. Is that not it?
Well, no, I said
It's
I'm gonna buck. Bucking is when a horse
fair,
kicks you off the fucking horse. I said I'm
a
gonna buck. I didn't say
bucket,
I'm a horse. I
isn't
said
it?
I'm gonna fight back.
As a
So
horse,
you're just fighting back against any authority for
I thought a
absolutely
buck was
whatever
a
reason.
deer.
I mean I've always been that way. I've always been a
That's
person.
what I thought too.
So when
I've
you at
always
work,
been.
and your boss tells you that you need to do something, you automatically buck, right?
I've always been a person. When I get a job, I know what my job description is. I
Sorry.
come in to be trained. All right, what do I do? All right, how do I do this? All right, boom, boom, boom. All right, cool. That's what I do. You don't come to me then and tell me to do some other shit. No, I do what I do every day, and I do it well. And no job ever said I wasn't a good employee. I do it well. I know what the fuck I'm doing. You can ask me because I also am a considerate person. Hey, yo, I'm busy doing this. Can you do this for me? Yeah, I got you. That ain't no big deal. But you ain't gonna never come. Yo, I'm busy right now. Go do that for me. Man, you better figure that shit out.
So you're toxic.
How the fuck is that toxic?
The defiant spirit can be considered toxic. I'm just, throwing it out there.
I don't view that as toxic. But hey, if people view that as toxic, I'm fucking toxic then. Fuck it. I'm poison. I don't, I just, motherfucker ain't finna tell me what to do. I've always been that way. And my kids got that. And that's why when I see it, I'll be like, I know that. I think that come honestly though.
So you don't think that's problematic for your children?
I think it's some things biologically in your fucking blood. I think it's some things your granddaddy did this, your daddy did this, your uncles do this, and you do this. I don't necessarily think that's the circumstance of you being raised, and I think, yo, like a character trait. I think that could just be in you.
So your whole family just a whole bunch of obstinate niggas.
I wouldn't say whole family, but I wouldn't describe it with obstinate. I would say I got a family full of men that we lead, we don't follow.
I'm gonna disagree with all that because listen, I've had a man tell me that I am nowhere near submissive. And my response was, who are you to submit to? Who are you to submit to? Then I've had another man tell me, you are very submissive. And I'm like, am I? So I feel like
Can I
it
pause you there?
depends on, yes.
So for the gentleman who said you were very submissive, are you with him now?
No, I am not.
And why is that?
Because niggas ain't shit.
Okay. So it was him. He was the problem.
100%. It was not me.
Okay. Well, listen, I just wasn't sure because I remember we started this talking about a good guy, so I wasn't
And
sure if that was a problem. That's what I was asking. I was just
nah, he wasn't a good guy.
okay.
He showed his representative.
He showed his true personality. But at the end of the day, I feel like it just depends on the individual. I feel like with some people you could recognize that stuff immediately, and some people it takes time for you to recognize that. And
Okay.
so if you recognize that stuff immediately, like me, just being a naturally submissive person, um if I see that, I'm not going to submit to you. Who are you to submit to? But if you are this person that is pretending to be this person and it goes beyond putting your best foot forward, you're pretending to be somebody that you're not, then yeah, I feel like that makes a difference.
Well, with that being the case and everything, we learned a lot from this segment alone. Matt considers herself a deer. Ash quotes songs from Snoop Dogg, the female version, "Bitches ain't shit" instead of "niggas ain't shit." Al has said about 5 words that I had to go to the dictionary to look up. Um, and Dana is chilling. You know what I mean? She looked like she ready to go and say something to somebody, but she's chilling right now. And I'm up here watching a movie. If you see me look down on my phone, and I'll probably be in one of them small corners and everything, I'm watching a movie. And don't wonder what type of fucking movie I'm watching because it's very informational. It's very beneficial for me. But with that being said, to break up the monotony a little bit, I wrote a list down the other day of things space don't like. Um, and I would like to share it with you guys if you guys wouldn't mind. One thing I don't like how a job would like for you to give them the courtesy to give them 2 weeks so they can find your replacement, but won't give you the courtesy to find a job before they fire you. I've never abide by that. I think that a job is lucky if I give them 2 hours before my shift start to come in. Fuck you. I don't care about you. The company goes on with or without me, so kiss my ass. I've quit in plenty forms of fashions, and I've been proud of all of them. Second thing I got a problem with, because I got to move on a little bit more. I want to talk to Samson for real, but I don't have his number to get some of that good shit. But I'll talk to Mac then. Mac, you want to know one of the things that really grinds my gears? So
What's
Mac, as
that?
you know me, so you know I've dated women that dated women, right? And a lot of times when I've dated them, I thought I signed up for the all exclusive package, right? You know what it comes with the all exclusive package, right? I whip out the brochure and show you everything that it offers, right? So somewhere down the line, this thing called selfishness kicked in, right? And with this thing called selfishness, you know, one day I asked the woman, I said, hey, because she said to me during the text message, you know, and I translate something about us being monogamous. So I asked her one day, I said, hey, love, when I got with you, I thought we agreed that we was going to have some threesomes. She looked me in my eye and she said to me, I care about you. I would never give you no shit like that. You were better off being a motherfucker that I don't care about, right? I said, fine. Said, Mac, at that moment, I felt bamboozled, hoodwinked, tricked, led astray. Mac, the perfect word is for this, I felt swindled. She got one
Feel
off
like you
on me,
got
right?
got. Yeah.
She got one off on me, right? So you know what I did? I said, fuck you, bitch. Watch this. I said, baby girl, could you come here for a minute? I said, let's just say, use an example, right? Let's live in fairy tale land. Let's just say that one day, right, we walk in a shop and you see a ruby. Just use that example. Ruby you always wanted. And I can afford it. I can get it for you. But I look you in the eye and say this. I would never buy you that ruby. I will only give it to a bitch I don't give a fuck about. I said, how does that make you feel? But with that being said, move on to our next topic. Mac, I'm gonna stay with you and I'm gonna start with you, Mac. Is it okay for your significant other to make a new friend of the opposite sex? Are you okay with that?
How's he making his friend? What you mean?
I don't know, nigga. They be at the bar together. I don't fucking know.
Nah, 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 that's dead. That's dead. I think if you work, if she got a job and she got cool with somebody at work, I ain't about to overreach and be like, oh, you can't be talking to niggas. Nah, but just like on some normal friendship shit, like, oh, this motherfucker cool, da da da. But you ain't just out here looking for new friends. So ain't no new friends around this bitch. You got me. That should be enough. You should have your old friends. Stop being a bad friend. You don't need a new friend.
Yeah, that's right. Learn some manners, bitch. Al, how about you? Is it okay for your significant other to make friends of the opposite sex?
Um, they can make whatever friend they decided they need. At the end of the day, if the situation becomes inappropriate, then we gonna have to handle it in that way. Like, I'm not about to. I'll be honest with you. Like, if I feel like the situation is inappropriate, I'm probably the quick to leave guy. Like, if you needed another friend that I feel like is in some type of intimacy you feel like you was lacking and you wasn't willing to say that or communicate that, then I'm not the one for you. That's just where that always comes back to. Like, I'm not about to hold somebody's hand in a relationship and try to convince them to be a good person. Like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, that's right. Al don't take no shit. Dana, how about you? Is it okay?
In business only. In business only. There's no need to make new friends. If you're making new friends, then we have an issue. It can lead to too much controversy. But in business, it's to be expected.
That's right, Dana. Keep that business business. Ain't nothing personal.
Yes.
You know what I
Don't be
mean? Ain't nothing
insecure.
personal. It's just money.
I can't stand an insecure man.
Talk to him.
That word get overused, man. But that's a
Insecure
subject for
man.
another
I
day.
can't stand. Mm-mm.
All right, Ash, want you to jump in here.
Okay, I'm going to say yes, it's okay, but with stipulations. So, you're at work. Sally, she's 75 years old. She makes the best cookies. She wants you to come to her house for her family dinner and show you pictures of her grandkids. You want to be friends with Sally? Go ahead. But now, in the same token, someone that's your own age that you decided to be friends with because you vibe with them, no, you only vibing with me.
You got to
No.
watch Sally because Sally got a granddaughter. And she likes
You know, I
you.
thought of
She
Sally,
that.
likes that
Sally
man.
trying to be a
She think
matchmaker.
that young man is
So
Sally said,
handsome,
you
and
know
she has a
what? This guy
granddaughter.
is a catch. I got a granddaughter, but I was
but
going to
you
say
hate an insecure man, but you don't think it's insecure to automatically assume he's doing something just because he's our age?
so. We're not. Here's the thing. What I'm saying is, if you feel like you're going to be this girl's friend because you vibe with her, let's say she's also attractive. I don't want you vibing with someone attractive. I don't care how secure you are as a man. I don't care how secure you are in our relationship. You don't need to be vibing with attractive women and becoming their friend.
So if she's unattractive, it's okay.
Nah, not that either. If you
So
vibe
you,
with them,
but you can vibe with men your age.
no, I'm not
Oh,
doing
okay,
that
okay,
either.
okay.
Let
That's
me,
what I was wanting to know.
I'm not
Okay.
doing that either. I feel like if it's off based off that vibe thing,
Oh,
I don't care.
time out. Dana said that shit. Hey, Dana, I'm coming right at you. So I can't vibe with no bitch at work. I mean, you can vibe with a nigga at work where I'm insecure. What about if I'm vibing with the bitch at work though?
As long as she not talking about this my work husband and hey bro, all that, I don't like that. Now, you know, me on the other hand, I have no problem being assertive and letting my work family know exactly where we are with it. But let's be real, Mac. Men like the attention. You know,
What?
let's say that you and I are together and I done packed your lunch and you come home and my lunch is still in there because Sally done made you spaghetti. And I'm like, I hope that ain't
You
the
don't never eat
special
a
spaghetti.
you don't never eat a woman's spaghetti.
But
My
Mm-hmm.
grandma
That
told
ain't
me
the
that.
special
that's not
spaghetti.
insecure, Dana.
No, that's not insecure. That's being conscious and aware.
But the
But
man
I'm
is insecure.
insecure. You fucking me up. It's the word choice is fucking me up.
Conscious and aware.
What I
Okay.
will
Okay.
say from my own experiences is there are no work wives or husbands,
No,
period,
period.
because that shit is real.
No
Okay,
work
Queen
besties.
Sassy.
I mean, the work wife, the work husband, don't none of them be single. So it ain't just the man talking to the girl at work
No,
mean he
they
cheating.
be single. Listen,
Sometimes.
Everybody,
No,
no, Mac.
sometimes. One of
I
them
don't
happens
know
to
if you
be.
listen. I was talking to a whole different person, right? And my work husband said, if that don't work out for you, come let me know. I ended up in a 4-year relationship
he was single at the
behind.
time.
I was single at the time, but I was talking to,
No,
somebody that
I feel he was single at the time.
he was single, I was single,
You
and
just
I
didn't
was
know
just
his girl.
talking.
It's a
Huh?
girl that thought he wasn't single. It's a girl that thought he wasn't single.
It was a situation.
It
I
was
don't
a
know,
situation.
it was a girl
It was
involved.
a situation, and that man said, if that young man don't don't work out for you, come holla at Big Papa.
And
End
it
up
worked
in a
out.
3-year
You said
relationship.
Big Papa. How old was this nigga? I ain't heard Big Papa in a long time. Hold up. God dang.
Woo.
I plead the fifth. Anywho,
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people all across the world, unfortunately, your least favorite part of the show is the ending, which we have come to. I don't like using the word come a lot because it makes me think of certain things. Um,
Nigga having meltdown.
so like I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by ignoramus.
Spell it. Fuck that on your ass.
This ain't a killer in the spelling bee,
I can
motherfucker. I ain't
spell
got to
it.
spell shit.
Don't help me. Don't help me.
Now, if you guys, I would like to say something positive to the viewers out there who might need a little word of encouragement. If life ain't going your way, turn around and go a new one. Number 2, we have problems with an outro that Dana and Ash brought to my attention. They said we got to get a better outro, and I said I agree. We have to get a better outro. I said, do you guys have any ideas? They said, well, a lot of times people call us Brandy and Monica. I looked at them and said, where y'all going with this? They said, we can sing a song for the outro. So now coming to the stage, the exit, the You Want to Be Real podcast and the new outro. Singing The Boy Is Mine. We got Dana, a.k.a. Monica, Ash, a.k.a. Brandy. Let's give them some round of applause. Come on.
You ready?
Give
You
it up.
ready,
Let's
Carson?
give
Here
it.
we go.
Let's give
The
it.
more you get the picture, you're the best in the future.
Niggas ain't shit but hoes and tricks.
And I said, fuck that dick.
The end.
Thank you guys for that. Thank you guys for tuning in to You Want to Be Real podcast. This has been an amazing episode. Look forward to more of this. Please hit that like and subscribe and comment on anything that you want to say. I say it again. That's Mac the Magician. That's Intrinsic Owl. That's Queen Sassy Ash. That's Dana Don't Give a Damn. I am a ruler. Say it with me. Shaboom. Thank you. God bless.